In this tutorial, we'll look at the documents that need to be completed for the initial assessment of teaching and learning. To access those documents, I've gone to our Edmodo group, clicked on my group, went to folders, and scroll down to initial assessment of teaching and learning. Here are all the documents that you'll need. It's really important to, before you get started, to take a look at the directions, because it does give you step-by-step of the entire process. So if you're working ahead, or if you haven't had a chance to touch base with your support provider, you can look at these directions to get started. The first thing that you and your support provider need to do is to take a look at the CSTPs and the induction and alignment chart. And basically you're looking at this document to try to determine what area you want to focus on. This will help with the next set of documents, the inquiry, but for this section you need to decide what is the area of focus that within the induction program that you want to improve upon. So when I take a look over here on the induction side, maybe I want to let's see, trying to find one for an example. Maybe I want to promote social development in my classroom to make a safe learning environment. I've noticed that I have lots of kids who are blurting out loud, they're not participating at the appropriate time or acting out during inappropriate times, so that's going to be my focus. So when I meet with my support provider, we're going to look at this KWO chart together. And this is an opportunity for you to look at that area of need, the social and emotional development. Come on, open up. And try to determine what you already know about that area and where you would like to improve upon, what you would like to improve upon. So in this first box, it's what I already know about my instruction. So write about a paragraph explaining what you know about this practice. What have you already done to address this issue? So if I'm going to my students blurting out, let's say I highlight that I'm using talking chips, I'm rewarding with praise those kids who do raise their hand, but it's still not helping. So what I want to know about my instructional practice is I want to know what I can do to better foster that social development, how I can get students to not talk out of turn and to take their time, or take their turn at an appropriate time. And then lastly, what do I want my support provider to observe? Because within the scope of this lesson, the support provider is going to come in and observe a lesson. And they're not going to look at everything. They're going to look at what you specify you want them to look at. So let's say together you develop some strategies to address this, and you want your support provider to come in and observe and give you feedback on them. So for each section you need to plan on writing a paragraph to a paragraph and a half to clearly explain each, clearly answer each of the areas.